I'm at Bach Tower with my wife, partner, and we're going to be walking around with Cheryl Peterson. In fact, I'm shooting B-roll right now in my introduction. I've already done the walkthrough with Cheryl, so I like to do that because then I know what happened and I can sort of, rather than just guessing what you're going to experience. We go through, there's a greenhouse facility down there, there are bed gardens down here. We're going to look at some species in Lamiaceae, which are the Conrandina and the Dicerandra, and also the native jujube. There's a lot of work being done there, as well as a few other things. There's the Crotalaria avenensis, the, I've already forgotten the genus, but it's the Hillsborough aster. And so there's a bunch of stuff going on over there. And so let's get going. I'll string this together in sequence, and hopefully you guys will enjoy this. It'll be in multiple chapters too.
Leaves, and they're starting to come back.
Okay, more Ziziphus here.
And they bite, so be careful. Yeah. And remember I told you that they form like the lateral root shoots and come up as another ramette?
Okay.
There's one right here.
That crossed over?
They do not stay in their beds.
They don't, they don't understand boundaries.
Eventually we're moving all of the XC2 collection of Ziziphus up on our knoll area. Like
okay.
When we first drove in, and the split, and there was the road split, and there was a flagpole in the middle. The higher point was our knoll.
Okay.
It used to be a grove, so we're restoring it back to Sandhill.
Oh, okay.
That's where all these are going. We can't dig these up, but any new seedlings of the same genotype will go out there. So.
Okay.
And then as these die back, hopefully there'll be enough there, because they're such slow growers.
Okay.
Forever.
Okay.
But yeah, they do not stay in their beds.
That's funny. Little rogues.
Yeah, they are just starting to form new flowers right now. Different race.
Okay.
I doubt there will be any tiny fruit yet.
Okay.
They just finished flowering.
Okay.
And sometimes you think there's not going to be any fruit this year, and then all of a sudden they're big enough to see, and they start turning orange, and it's fruit everywhere. So
okay.
It's really hard to tell.
How big do the fruit get, roughly?
They are about this big.
Okay.
Like a regular drupe size.
Quarter size.
Yeah.
If you were to flatten it. Okay.
Yeah, that's a good.
I love the structure too.
Nice heart-shaped leaves.
Yeah, and just the way the spines. A friend of mine once pointed out there was another species, another genus of something, and the latticing looked so much like a chemical structure. You know, he goes, "Oh man, look at carbon." You know, he's. So anyway, I was just like, "Yeah, I guess."
You put an OH group there.
Yeah, exactly. You attach a methyl group here or whatever. But he did. He pointed it out. I'm like, yeah, that does look like some latticing that you see in those chemical things. So that's neat.
It's Delaney, which is extremely rare.
Okay.
And so each of these stalks, the flowering stalks, they drop their seeds, and so the stalks are going to die back. But now the new growth in the rosette is all fresh and green, and then they'll flower again next fall.
Is this in Asteraceae? Is this okay?
Yeah.
Is that the same genus as the Hillsborough? Is this the Hillsborough?
No,
this is not.
I'll show you the Hillsborough.
Is that a different genus?
No, that's also Chrysops.
Okay, I thought it rang a bell with me.
It's Chrysops floridana, and it's these light blue-green.
Oh, okay.
Over here.
Okay.
These are all really small plants. These are the larger Chrysops floridana that are also doing the same thing. Their flowering racemes are dying back for the year.
Okay.
These are smaller ones that were just propagated from seeds last year and put in here, so they're still small, but they will start. Some flower already though. They will keep flowering.
Very nice. One of my bucket list things is to find these in situ somewhere, and maybe like reintroduced in situ. You know, like maybe not exactly, but something that's just growing out in a preserve somewhere. I'd love to catch.
Yeah, we're going to be monitoring at a couple of sites, just pretty near here in Polk County. That we did introductions.
Okay.
For so that would be next. Late November, early December.
Okay.
So you're welcome to come.
Oh, I would love that. Yeah, that would be neat. That would be neat. But how wonderful just to see them, even in captivity. It's great to see them. I know that's kind of a strong word.
No, it's a captive population. Yeah.
The XC2s. Yeah. Now, what are these? I'll keep rolling for a minute. What are these that we're seeing? Are these in a mint?
Yep, that's a Conradina brevifolia.
Oh, Conradina. Okay.
It's a rare plant of this area in the Lake Wales Ridge. You can go ahead and take a leaf.
Okay.
And, crush it and smell it.
Okay. Kimberly, you have a nose. You can I can't smell, so.
Oh, no.
Well, I could probably smell this. I can get like a chemoreceptor kind of response. It just. I think, yeah.
It's chemically related to a spearmint.
Okay.
Make a nice potpourri. It's not one that you'd want to eat. It's not.
Okay, a little too much.
And next to it, the brighter green is, we can go over there,
Okay.
is a Calamintha ashii.
Calamintha ashii?
That's
Okay.
also another ridge.
And that's in
plant.
Lamiaceae as well?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And it's all in this bed and a few in this bed. Its leaves look very similar, except they look a little bit more, what is the word?
They almost look like that wild rosemary that we have.
Yeah, what's common names of these, like, are this and that rosemary. But
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, so that's a Calamintha ashii. I can't think of the word I was thinking of, but you can go ahead and smell this one. It's not one you'd want for potpourri to keep in your car or anything.
Oh yeah, it's
Kind
a
of
little,
smells like cat urine.
yeah, a little more acrid. Yeah, skunky acrid.
My
I can get that. Yeah, that's interesting.
Wow.
That you can smell.
Yeah,
Not
that
the
comes
good
through.
ones.
Right, the pretty stuff.
Yeah. This I'm not seeing flowering right now. It should, it sort of just finished up.
Okay.
But there's a very rare bee called Osmia calamintha. It's a calamintha bee.
Okay.
That was thought to be extinct, and it only is along the Lake Wales Ridge, and
Okay.
then a little bit up, and it goes up to the Ocala National Forest.
Oh, okay.
But it was thought to be extinct for a long time, and it was rediscovered. It's a little blue bee,
Oh.
and it made the news, so you may have heard about it.
Okay.
But it requires Calamintha ashii as a food source.
Oh, it's a strong obligate to that.
Yeah.
Then. Okay.
When it doesn't have that, though, it can use the Conradina brevifolia.
Okay.
And it, because those two often co-occur in the same, like, scrubby flatwood locations.
Okay.
But it's pretty much considered it needs Calamintha ashii.
Okay.
But,
What are the prospects for that bee? Are there efforts to try to bring in its forage and its whatever
I
it's...
actually just wrote a grant proposal
Oh.
to introduce new populations
Okay.
of the Calamintha ashii along the range of the bee.
Okay.
And so and a lot of the land managers who have this, they know about it, and there's people are biologists, the bee biologists too, that specialize in this from the Florida Natural History Museum are on top of this and surveying it and learning it whatever they can about the bee. So yeah, it's getting a lot of attention and study.
Okay.
But we will need to preserve and manage the land where these guys grow the calamintha, and it'd be really good to introduce new populations of this to support it along this range.
Yes,
That's what
yeah.
we're hoping to be able to do.
Okay, wonderful. Here's to that.
Oh yeah, right.